Hello and welcome to the Leyland Albion Stadium, our new home for Sunday League to Legend. This is Monday's edition and we have a Buildbase FA Trophy fixture between the Albion and Harrow Borough. It is a very much changed team for us. This is our reserve lineup with Chapman in goal. You can always tell when Chapman starts in goal, not Adam Desbois this season. Things are going well in the league, don't worry about that. We will cover that in more detail in Wednesday's episode. This is instead a bit of a cup game for us, a bit of a focus on the cup competitions. Let's see how we do. The advice from our assistant manager Andy Young is to ask the lads to show me what they can do to keep our run going. Problem is, it's not really them that has put this run together. So let's say that we should be winning fairly comfortably. Dan Smith's motivated. Thanks, Dan. Means a lot, mate. We are here at the new stadium, although one end looks a bit Edgeley Park back in the day, with no covering on one of the stands. That'll be interesting to see as we go along. The stadium was open shortly after the start of the season. There was a slight delay, possibly with Brexit or some foreign workers perhaps. Who knows what was going on there in Lancashire. Our team for today's event is Chapman, then we've got King, Ashman, Savage and McKellar across the back. Smith, Morford, Campbell and Edwards in midfield. Connor Comer up front alongside Nidian Fell, who is with us on loan. Plenty of changes to the team as Fell goes through on goal. Can he score? No, he can't. Alan Ball in goal for Harrow. Okay, not going to make a joke. Smith there just getting things back on the front foot as again Ball picks up the ball. Rossi Morford is playing in central midfield. He's an attacking midfielder, really, but we've picked him in a more central role as we recover the ball. Well played, everybody. Big upfield to Connor Comer. He goes early, but again, Alan Ball up to the challenge. It has to be said, Connor Comer is not our first choice striker this season. We've got Issei K and a young lad called Thompson, who is our first choice striking partnership. The two of them have got around 20 goals already this year. Comer not really doing it. As you've seen, he's taking shots a bit early, and I think it's a lack of confidence on his behalf. We are bossing this game in terms of shots and indeed on target. XG up at 0.97, so we really should be in front, but sadly not the case just as of yet. I am not happy with the performance. Nidian Fell seemed demotivated. Well, this is a tough business, kid. You've got to start doing it. Can't make a living off of potential. Edwards with the corner. It's swung in. Ashman's been really good with corners recently. Scored a couple of good headers in a recent game. Campbell now going forward. Despite the challenge, still on the ball. Now Smith. And he lets fire. Good player, Dan Smith, out on the right. Not quite scoring the goal for us as our XG ticks over 1.0. I was sort of expecting to win this one, lads. Going to be honest with you. Harrow in a lower league than us. So we are, of course, now a Vanarama National League team. And without giving away any spoilers, right now we are second in the league. As the ball gets passed between the defence. Fell forward, and there's Connor Comer. As you can see, just his second of the season. The assist there by Nidian Fell. Savage with the big ball upfield. He gets in behind. Comer stays onside. Thanks in part to the Harrow left back playing him on. And now I think it might be time just to make a couple of changes just to keep everybody fresh. Dan Smith is probably going to come off We're going to move Nidian Fell back. It's Thompson Fearon who is our replacement, and in fact I am going to bring on Josh Granite for an appearance as well. We do have some big hitters this season, players that we are paying a decent wage to. I think one player's on over £1,000 a week. Can you imagine that? Leyland Albion, we started on level 10. But he's picking up a decent wage, and he is doing well for us. That is Ainsthorpe, I believe his name is, at left back. One of several left backs that we've got at the club. Not quite sure how that happened, especially considering that we had to get a replacement right back in. King, who is currently there in this game, is actually a new signing. Conte was our original one. Tyreesh Dyche is the suggestion for the substitution for Tate Campbell. That's perfectly fine, bring him on. He was worried earlier in the year that we brought in Bruno Andrade to replace him. Certainly not the case. Both players very important to us. As Dyche plays it out to Morford. Now Granite with the cross. And there's Connor Comer. Second goal of the game. Neat little header. And he's got his third of the season. Dyche involved. He sends the ball right out to Morford. He's going to give it back to Granite for the cross. The central defender with a cross. And then Comer beats his man in the air. Alan Ball nowhere near saving that one. And that is secure passage to the next round of the Cup. As we tick over into added time here, we're just waiting for the referee, Simeon Lucas, I believe he was, blow the whistle. And there you have Monday's whistle-stop tour of the Cup. Ends with Leyland Albion earning progression into the next round. Well, we'll talk about the league in Wednesday's episode. I'm not even sure we'll do a game that day because there's such a lot happening. There's been new transfers coming in, the likes of King at right back, and we've played a host of games. I'm trying to remember how many. It's a lot. We are up to December in game, and we started out in September at the start of the season, so it has been a bit of a whirlwind of us playing in the National League. I will give you a bit of a spoiler. We are yet again unbeaten. There have been a few draws though, and we're not exactly far away from the teams below us. As always, there are teams that will follow on and create that bit of pressure on you. The likes of Stockport County are up there in the National League. They're bidding for promotion into the Football League, as indeed we are. This has now got to the point when it's getting a bit difficult. Because of the way that Leyland Albion have come up through the ranks, it means that our overall reputation isn't brilliant. It's still quite low, and that applies to me as well. I'm not exactly the most employable manager, despite having a couple of interviews, it has to be said, with the likes of Sunderland. So, you know, I am on the radar. They, at the time, were a League One club. I've had links to Championship sides before as well. So, I'm doing sort of okay. The club, not so much. There's just a host of players that just don't want to play for us, just because we're not that big. And it's our stature that is the problem. In terms of resources, we have money in the kitty. We could sign players for money, you know, for actual fees, and we could sign players on decent wages, but they just don't want to come to us, and that's what's proving the most difficult thing at the moment. That was the Buildbase FA Trophy second round. So our next fixture will take us into the third round, which I believe is exactly what the board are after. Thank you for joining me today. It has been a really quick episode. Good one as well, just to see how the team are doing and just touch base, ready for challenges to come. It will be the National League focus as we play on Wednesday. So do join us then, and we'll see what happens We'll definitely do a full schedule update, a full competitions review, and then maybe a fixture, depending on what's happening at the time. Well, thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you on Wednesday.